Right, Lucid's intermediate leatherworking lesson. So since I'm currently gold leatherworking with a purple belt, it seemed like a good time to do this. The first video is more like explaining how it works and how to grind out discs and stuff. This will be how to actually make like decent gear. So I'm not going to go into how to make the recipes, it's all in the first one, but we're going to go over a few things that I left out in the first one. So we're going to make a blue chest piece, but before that, I'm going to go over like what treated leather is. Now treated leather adds armor. That's this extra slot right here when you're making a chest piece or any of the gear. You add treated leather and it adds more armor to your set. Now in order to make treated leather, you need to find a paradoxical stitching awl, and this will allow you to make treated leather, and it's made by 4 durable, 4 tough per 1 treated leather. So seeing as it only has 5 stacks, you usually want to make these in the largest stacks you can. Now I already like pulled out some blue so that I can make some stacks. Let's see, 100 and 100, we'll make like 25. So now I have like 25 treated leather. So now that, when I'm plugging in these, this is how we're going to make a blue, right? So we need all blue materials. I made a blue belt buckle in the blue hardened squares. This one's going to be crushing damage. Could be for Vanguard Scouts. About to get a buff. You guys should know that already. And then the dust. We're going to assemble this. But before I do, you notice that that stitching awl I had is no longer there. So I no longer see this as an option. So if you don't have a paradoxical stitching awl, you might not have actually seen this as an option yet. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you have one equipped with a charge, so that way when you go back and you're going to make the piece and you place everything in there again, you now have another slot where you can add the treated leather. And so we're going to add the treated leather in there, and then that way we can actually get more armor on the piece than would have originally been without the treated leather. So now anyone who knows me knows I always put all my stats on a chest piece into stats and the rest in the armor, and the rest is all resistances, so I put that on the full armor and the rest of the gear. I'm going to pop a bond tipper, or a tipper, I'm sorry. Bond tipper would be if you take 10 of these and cook them into a bond tipper. They both do the same thing, but one lasts for 10 minutes and one is a single time use. Since I'm only making this one piece as a demonstration, I'm going to use the one tipper. As you can see, my experimentation stats are at 110 and the final experimentation difficulty is 120. When I pop this bond tipper, I now have 6 minutes and 1 charge. It brought down my difficulty to 105. I'm now 5 points above what it would have taken to roll on this. Let's see, this is going to be a Vanguard Scout. We'll give it a good name, like Sneaky Rat Poop. And we're going to run experiment. Oof. Now see, since I had such high risk, the rolls really could have went anywhere and they didn't come out the greatest. Now there's 2 things I could do. I could polish this off and replace 3 of them, or if I want to pay 4 chaos embers, we can re-roll all of them. And since I didn't show that in the last one, I'm actually gonna go get the crystals and we're gonna do it just so that it's been shown. And just so you know, if you don't go too far or interact with anything else, when you come back to the table, it'll still be here. Like I haven't taken it yet, so it's still here, and I was able to go and get the chaos embers. So now we're gonna pay them and re-roll. And we got way better stats on that. Way better stats. Totally worth the chaos embers. So now I see we're like up above 7 points on this now. So that's totally worth the force chaos embers. And we're gonna polish it up because I always polish my shit. Get even higher stats to get the 7.1 on this. on the crushing damage. So that's a pretty good roll. You know, we got 2 points of stealth on there because we used silver in the belt buckle. We're gonna take this. Didn't get a disc. That's all right. Now this character's not wearing leather, so it's not really a good comparison. But to show the comparison between the common and the blues, I have a common fire piece here. It does. Let's see. I rolled 5.43 on the fire damage. Now that's pretty decent roll for a common. Anything over 5% on the damage buff is pretty good roll on a common. Now if you look at the difference to the blue tier is another like 2%. So I rolled 7.39% on the fire damage bonus on the chest piece. So the difference between the common to blue is roughly like armor wise it's about 150 and about 2% damage difference. So like it's not incredibly different, but it is enough that it is noticeable, because when you're min-maxing 2% can be a lot of damage. Another note is mud pies, or I guess it's called sumptuous pot pies now. When you're crafting and you use this, it'll give you another experimentation point to add. So when you're adding it all up and where your points go, you get 1 extra point, which adds even more to your craft. So just to show that, we're going to do one more chest piece. We're going to eat the food this time so we get the extra point. We're going to pop the bond tipper. We're going to make 3 more hardened squares for another chest piece. Soft, durable, durable. Will be crushing. I know someone will use it with all the scouts coming out. We're going to go back here. Fill these all in the dust and the buckle. And so now I already have my food buff up and I have the drink from the tipper. That's the 2 buffs that you can get, so that's maximizing buffs. And now for the treated leather, you can add a higher tier treated leather in here, and now this will have a chance to where it might uproll, and we might actually get a higher tier piece out of it because we have a higher tier mat. But the flip of this is that this can also work the other way. If you have all blue leather in here and blue ore, and you use a common treated leather, it has a chance to downroll and be a less tier piece. But if you're using blues on whites, you always have the chance to uproll. So it's a give and take. Let's see where our luck's at today. Nice. So that's the perfect example of what I mean. We got an uproll. So I used all common mats except for the blue treated leather, and I ended up getting a green chest piece out of that. I'm going to call it uprolled luck. And so now, since it's the chest, and the chest piece is the only one that gets real like buffs to the damage stat, I put all the points into there, and then the rest go into armor. We have our reduced risk here because of the tipper and the extra allocation point, and we're going to run it. Got pretty decent rolls on that so far. We're going to polish it up and fix this one. Wow, we got 99.58% roll on this. We just rolled plus 6% on this for crushing damage bonus. So this is a pretty lucky piece right here. This is a nice piece. And we got a disc out of it. Thank you, RNGesus. So that should cover most things that I left out on the first one. One more thing is more of a quality of life thing. There's a feature in UI, and it's called bypass crafting experimentation animations. Some of you may have noticed that when I do my rolls, it's pretty much instant. This feature right here, when you're crafting a lot of stuff, will save you a lot of time, and it is very beneficial to use. If you like the, slot machine version of it taking a long time and you're only crafting 1 or 2 pieces, hey, I know it. Enjoy the nostalgia. But if you're trying to craft a lot of stuff in a small amount of time, you're going to want to come in here and you're going to want to check this, so that way your rolls are instant and it saves so much time. But this concludes Lucid's intermediate leatherworking. I'm currently gold purple, and when I get the gold, we'll do the advanced, and I'll go over crafting sets and all the ways to min max all of your gear. Thanks, man. Hit me with the sub or follow.